And let's get this started with Kate, Rob, and John. Come on up, guys.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kate Chatzopoulos.
And I'm John Hoffman.
And I'm Rob Friend.
Today, we're going to talk to you about what we're doing in operations, part of the reason why DTCC is here today. John, tell us what DTCC is.
Sure, Kate. For those that are unaware, DTCC is one of the largest post-trade financial service infrastructures in the world. Our central trade matching platform allows clients to match and confirm trade exceptions and help increase transparency and help mitigate risk by connecting over 2,000 counterparties in 50 countries across equities, fixed income, and repos.
A few years ago, on this very stage, Symphony organized its first operations panel. We engaged in a meaningful conversation with leaders from respected financial institutions. In that conversation, we emphasized the vital aspects of connectivity, interoperability, and flexibility between tech partners and operations workflows. The vision was clear. Our goal was to establish a robust infrastructure that would normalize workflows across all participants, regardless of their technical setup. This included democratizing data access and offering an industry directory that would facilitate a seamless search, discovery, and routing.
So fast forward to today, and we're here to present Symphony as the ultimate highway for the financial services sector. This highway has paved the way to allow customers to navigate communication needs efficiently, to cut down response times, and to enhance collaboration.
It's really powerful and exciting to see how far we've come. We serve the community as a central communications conduit for financial services. This allows us to foster seamless interactions amongst our clients, their counterparts, and various technology partners. We are positioned strategically within pre- and post-trade environments, and we act as a bridge that connects vendors, proprietary platforms, and stakeholders. And this ensures a fluid and secure exchange of information.
So with that in mind, today we're actually going to show you 3 demos and hear from some of our dedicated clients. But before we do that, let's intro our demo pilots at the back there, David and Vinay, who are going to be running everything for us today. They're giving me a wave, so we're good to go. And as Mike said, everything you see up here is live, so we are really relying on these guys getting it right. So let's see how it goes. So the first demo is going to be about exception management in post-trade processing tools. We're going to show you how you can embed Symphony in those tools and allow your users to interact without any kind of context switching. Secondly, we're going to show you how you can advance your communication strategy by aggregating Symphony into your case management tools. So that will allow you to do the prioritization, the monitoring, and the metrics with Symphony cases in the same way as you do with email. And then lastly, we're going to explore the operations directory. And we're going to show how you can streamline the search, discovery, and routing, but also ensure escalation and effective customer service.
Okay, I can see the enthusiasm on your faces. We're going to start with a post-trade exception management workflow. And why don't you do the honors?
Thanks, Kate. I'm really excited to be here today ahead of T+1 Go Live with some really exciting news to share with you all. We are proud to announce that we have developed an integrated solution for our customers by integrating Symphony within CTM.
So tell us what this means for investment managers and broker-dealers ahead of T+1.
It means that an ops user can instantly collaborate with their counterparty and vice versa directly from the CTM user interface. This is a real step forward in process improvements and process efficiencies.
I mean, I agree, and it makes complete sense. Being able to communicate on an exception from exactly where you are without context switching or manual keying makes a lot of sense, and Rob and I would like some of these efficiencies in our day-to-day.
Exactly, wouldn't we all? Behind me is the DTCC platform, our CTM demo. In each row of the grid, it represents a trade exception. With this integration, a user can start a Symphony chat on each trade exception without leaving the CTM UI. David, can you do the honors?
So on the screen, you'll see David is going to select a group to chat with about this particular break. And behind the scenes, what's happening is DTCC is connected to the Symphony operations directory, and it's using metadata like bitcode of the organization to decide which groups are eligible to be part of this communication. So David's picked that, and you can see as soon as he did that, it's added all the members of that group into the chat.
Yes, this is a huge milestone. You'll also notice the chat is automatically filled with the trade exception details, eliminating the need for the users to manually rekey this data.
This also helps our clients who aren't in the CTM UI because they're going to be receiving these communications in their Symphony desktop application. And if our customers have connected Symphony into their case management tools, they'll also be receiving the chats there. We're thinking innovatively, and as we look to the future, we will also incorporate unique trade identifier because our goal is to be able to link an exception created from any exception management tool. The goal here is to reduce or to eliminate the need for a human to participate in the creation and the resolution of the exception.
So on the screen on the other side, you can see the same chat room, but from the recipient's point of view. And Vinay's fast on the keys. He's already responded to that inquiry for us. But just to recap what we've done here, we've added 2 levels of control. Firstly, we've connected the chat to the operations directory to prevent any errors around picking the wrong counterparty to talk to. And secondly, we automatically put that data into the chat room to prevent any rekeying. So this structured approach really helps with the efficiency of organizing data.
With Symphony embedded into CTM, we've created accessibility for the chat recipient outside of the application's interface. This enables individuals to communicate without being bound to CTM. It also empowers users to interact whether they're using the Symphony UI, the mobile application, or like broker-dealers do, outside of the CTM experience completely.
That's right, Kate. This integration has created so much enthusiasm from the buy-side community. But we know a lot of our big broker-dealers build direct connections directly into CTM and don't utilize the CTM UI as often as we would like. With that said, though, the good news is they can still take advantage of this integration.
Yeah, and this is actually a great segue into our next demo related to communication aggregation, which is really timely because we're seeing a larger inflow of customers wanting to embed Symphony into their own workflows. But before we talk about communication aggregation, and sadly say goodbye to you, tell us how clients can get involved if they'd like to participate in the CTM integration.
Yes, so today we are actually in a pilot mode and have a number of investment managers and brokers participating in the pilot. That being said, if you are interested in participating in the pilot or would just like to learn more about general availability, come chat with us. The onboarding process is very easy and we would love to connect with you guys.
John's going to be at the bar the whole afternoon, so please connect with him. And John, it's been such a pleasure working with you.
All right, so as John said, there's been great enthusiasm from the buy side about this integration, and they spend most of their time in that CTM UI. The sell side, although equally enthusiastic, have raised some concerns about being inundated with chats from their clients. And so with that in mind, and staying on the topic of interoperability, what we're going to show you now is how our clients can aggregate their communications.
That's right, Rob. Most organizations have made huge investments in creating email-to-case management solutions. These help them track, monitor, and prioritize inquiries from internal and external customers. With the communication bridge, our customers will be able to take their strategy one step forward and feed chats into their case management tools.
Okay, so on the screen behind me, you can see we've still got the CTM UI there, and that's going to be our start point. And on the other screen over there, we're using Salesforce as our case management tool for our example broker. And just like before, what we're going to do, if David does it for me, is we're going to start a break conversation from CTM. So there we go. And remember, when that room is being created, although it's active and available from the integration on CTM, it's just like any other chat room in Symphony. And this means that our customers can use this communication bridge to push those chats into their case management tools.
Vinay, can you show us the new case in Salesforce? So what's happening now is that when the chat flows into the case management tool, the structured data is leveraged to create a case automatically.
That's right, Kate. So exactly, as the case has been created, it's been automatically assigned, and now the user can easily communicate whether that's internally or externally with the client. So Vinay, can we escalate this case, please? So Vinay's going to pick the escalation there, and what you'll see is at the same time as the case is escalated, it's also going to generate the communication to the client at the same time.
So in one action, the system created and escalated the case in the case management tool and updated the client at the same time. The communication bridge enables brokers to push all communications in one central location, and then it allows users to act exactly where they are, so they don't have to context switch and they don't have to key in any manual information. We believe that communication aggregation is a vital component of the evolution of operations.
That's right, Kate. And that's our second demo complete.
Okay, so we have, we'll take a
Wow.
pause.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I like this crowd.
Okay, we have one more capability to show the audience related to T+1 and beyond. Many of you saw us, a fabulous duo, on stage last year where we introduced the operations directory. The directory allows institutions to digitize their operational maps, moving them away from spreadsheets and SharePoint sites and giving them the ability to share digitized directories with their internal and external counterparts.
That's right, and UBS, who were one of the first adopters of the operations directory, actually wanted to add an extra measure for client service. So when a chat room was created, if for some reason there wasn't any action happening in there, they wanted a bot to be listening and then escalating to ensure that their client experience was optimal.
Let's show the audience how it works. David, if you can create a chat with the EMEA Equity Settlements team to escalate a trade that's at risk of failing. With the move to T1, we're going to need to be able to find the right people quicker than usual. So David is finding the room, and he's using tags that enable a standardized taxonomy for searching. So he creates the room, and now this escalation bot that we've been referring to automatically joins the room with him.
And this bot has got a few things going on behind the scenes. Firstly, it knows how long after the chat was created that it should generate that escalation. It knows who it should escalate to using the hierarchy in the directory. And third, it understands presence and can use a follow the sun model.
That's right. The process is totally configurable based on your organization. So you can set it up according to your structure across processes and functions. Okay, for the purpose of this demo, we're going to be a little silly, and we've created a 15-second escalation time frame. It sounds impossible, but I know there are some middle office people in the room, and I know that they can handle this. But anyway, we've missed it, and therefore, what happens when you miss the escalation time frame, the bot triggers a person to come into the room and help with the escalation. In this case, it's Rob, but we're going to call him Robin Hood because he's going to save the day.
Well, it looks like I don't need to actually save the day because Vinay's lightning on the keyboard. He's already responded to that. So I think he's done a great job. And that's the end of our third demo. So just to recap what we've shown you three things there. We showed you DTCC and how they've embedded Symphony inside the CTM UI. We showed you the communication bridge where you can integrate Symphony into your case management tool. And we've shown you how you can use the ops directory for search, discovery, and routing, but also escalation for superior client service. So Kate, what's next?
Okay, for our next segment of the operations section, we have invited 4 early movers of our operations directory onto the stage. They're going to tell us how they're using this operations directory internally at their organization. And while they join the stage, and for background, the operations directory is an initiative that we kicked off at the start of 2023. And it was with the support of SIFMA members who highlighted the need for an operations directory. But as you can imagine, creating an industry solution is no easy task. And to be honest with you, my colleague David and I, who's back there, we're exhausted. And why did we invite 4 early movers onto the platform to chat today? Is because it literally takes a village to populate a directory. So let's hear from them. Hi, guys.
Hi, Kate.
How are you doing?
Good.
Good, good. Okay. Michael, the escalation bot that we showed the audience earlier was your idea. So tell us the value you see coming from the ops directory, and what is your strategy for this capability within client services at UBS?
Sure. So I don't think we had necessarily a unique use case, although we did approach it from a slightly different perspective in the client service space. So really what we're trying to do is facilitate peer-to-peer conversations between a subject matter expertise at a client and our subject matter expertise internally, particularly for those larger clients where they match our sophistication in the operations space. Now, these are macro level discussions. This is not your BAU kind of life cycle event. This is where you need to reach out to talk about a vendor, you need to talk about regulatory change, you need to log an escalation or a procedural change. For us, this was really a win-win in the sense that we could facilitate that peer-to-peer conversation and get the expertise talking, but it also took the client service rep out as the middleman and the bottleneck in that conversation. Now, another way to look at this is, the escalation matrices that everybody gets at the point of onboarding that quickly go into a bin, right? We're looking at this as more of a live version of that, where we can keep it updated, we can keep it interactive, and clients and dealers alike can leverage it to get in touch with the right person. Now, the trick to this whole thing, right, from a client service perspective is how do we manage overall client experience, right? So that's where the escalation bot came into play, and we decided we needed an SLA. And as you saw from the demo, there's both a vertical and a horizontal escalation. So vertical within the management team for that function, and then horizontally out to the coverage. This for us was the best of both worlds, right, in the sense that we were able to facilitate that peer-to-peer conversation. We were able to get the client service rep out of the middle of that conversation. So we actually, save some capacity there, and we don't have to have two people looking at the same request. And it just drives better engagement with our client base.
Thank you.
Cool. Pete, I'm from Wales. You saw the value of the ops directory very early on. How do you see it making an impact within your organization?
Yeah, well, thanks for that observation. So with my experience in different firms and managing different functions, it's quite crazy to think that it takes more time to actually find the right person than it does to solve the problem a lot of the time. And obviously that initial time lag really goes away. And as we've previously mentioned, taking things from an Excel spreadsheet into a more user-friendly AI is very significant. And it just gives you that ability to react in real time to any structural personnel changes. So definitely significant value there. And just within Wells Fargo, it's sometimes hard to just find my peer in a different entity because of the structures that we all operate under. There's a lot of bifurcation just within the business. So that internal sharing is key to the success a lot of the time. And then going forward, this was the first time I've seen these demos, and I think we need to run more POCs. Creating functional chats around specific processes. It gives us a really good data set to do root cause analysis, and then layering on API capabilities and robotics. I really feel like that's where we can make significant change in the space.
Yeah, awesome.
Gillis, at Citi, I know you're using the operations directory to replace sending distribution lists to clients. How is that process being received internally and externally, and how are you planning to expand this across the bank?
Thanks, Kate. So at Citi, we've been able to upgrade our manual escalation spreadsheet with the ops directory. First off, the directory is dynamic, so once we make a change, there is no need to reshare the link like we have been with the spreadsheet. Plus, using the directory allows us to share all of our key contacts with our clients all at once. Kate, our clients are also finding this favorable with more moving away from the spreadsheet and using the directory every day. Internally, we're sharing the directory with our wider ops community, making it easy to find contacts, which we believe will be especially useful come T1. We're also working on including the directory on the Citi Velocity internal landing page. As we move forward with the pilot, we will be asking our staff to include a link of the directory within their signatures to increase awareness. We also find the directory very helpful when working with cross-processing teams, including new joiners who aren't sure who to contact. One thing we also realize, or we're expecting to see, is a reduction of incorrect distribution list usage, reducing noise, and seeing improved response and resolution times with the directory.
Great.
Cool. And finally, Afzal, for you at JP Morgan, I know you're using the ops directory as an internal tool. Can you tell us how that's sort of affecting your efficiency?
Yeah, I think one of the key things that our leadership team have pointed out. One of the big challenges that clients have is, we're a large organization, just like everyone else, and it's very difficult to navigate, our organization. So people find it difficult to know which middle office team to contact. So you could trade the same product in different locations, and you'll have to reach out to 7 different teams to try and resolve that issue, right? And one of the things we have is we can have a team name called 187 repo, and from that we're supposed to decipher what does that mean? What does it do? I know it says they obviously look after the repo product, but what does it mean? Are they settling the repo product? Are they the middle office team? Are they the sales support team? So what part of the function are they in? Which location are they based in? So we don't even have a taxonomy which defines all of that. So I've been working with Kate and David, and they're helping us define, okay, look, we've got over 1,000 teams just in the markets operations space, and they're helping us define, okay, look, let's get the taxonomy right for you guys, and Kate and Symphony have really helped us do that. So we've listed all of our 1,000 teams within market ops. We've put a location against each of them. Then we've put a business function against each of them, and we've also put a sub-business function against them. So that internally tells us, okay, there's this team, 187 repo, they're based in Singapore, they perform this particular function, they're in the middle office team, and then they do this, right? So that, to everyone else's point, that helps us pinpoint exactly the type of query that the team should be receiving, right? So again, I think Gillis pointed out earlier, this helps new joiners, because generally they don't know who to reach out to, and spend a lot of time, trying to find out who to go to, and that sort of thing. So that's really helping us with all of that. And then we're hoping in time that will help reduce the emails down, because less teams will be CC'd. And each team has 5 members. And if you CC, 4 or 5 teams, like 20, 30 people are getting these emails, right? That's a lot of emails flying around. So obviously, if you're just copying in 1 or 2 teams, that reduces it. Only 10 people are getting emails. That's still a lot, but it's still better than 25. So, we're seeing all of that benefit, and then in the long run, we're hoping, we can use this data, use the taxonomy to start routing queries using APIs, integrate it into our own platforms, use generative AI and all of that funky stuff, but that's day 2. Day 1, let's get the taxonomy right, let's start sending emails to the right people to get the right responses, and that's the sort of direction we're moving in.
Perfect.
Wouldn't you guys want to join this village? Thank you so much for your insights. We appreciate it. We hope you found our operations section useful.